What's going on, guys? Shawn Derrick with Legacy Sales Engineering. This week, we are talking about getting permission to sell. Step 3 in the sales process. Let's go.
Welcome to the Sales Process Podcast, the show for business owners and sales pros who are ready to push past limits and take their sales to the next level. Hosted by Shawn Derrick, founder of Legacy Sales Engineering. This podcast is built for high performers who demand more. More wins, more deals, more profit. We're diving into hard-hitting strategies, real-world tactics, and the latest tech to keep you at the top of your game. Plus interviews with elite sales pros to give you the edge you need. If you're serious about dominating your market, it's time. Sit down. Hold on. Let's go.
Hey there, how's it going? And welcome to the Sales Process Podcast. My name is Shawn Derrick, owner and founder here at Legacy Sales Engineering. I want to thank you for being with us today. We are talking about getting permission to sell. Man, this is something that most people just overlook. We don't even think about it. A lot of people don't even do it, but it's so critical. And if you can start integrating this into your sales presentation, it'll change your life. So this one here is something that I learned from old Zig, and it's really important. There is something just about getting permission from a prospect to move on to the sale that is so impactful in your sales ratios and your closing percentages. It's mind blowing how big this is. So I hope that you buckle up. This is going to be a good one. Before we get too far, I want to remind you to pay the fee while you're here. Do me a favor, hit that share button wherever you're listening. Throw this on your Facebook account, your Instagram account, and tell your friends, family members about it. If you know somebody that's in business, in sales, wants to start a business, we'd love to connect with them and help impact their business too. So thanks for being here, guys. This episode is sponsored by Art with M. Uh, my wife, Emily, has got an amazing online art academy for students of all ages. It's a low monthly fee. I think it's like $14.95 right now. She's getting ready to raise that price. And you get art classes for the entire family for one monthly fee. It's an online art lesson for students on digital art with the iPad. So check out artwithm.com and get signed up for that. You and your kids are going to have a blast. We hope to see you there. If you're in sales, guys, if you're out there in the trenches, you're out there selling products, you're running a sales organization, you're a sales leader, you're a business owner, and you'd love to be on the podcast to tell us about your business, your product, your experiences, drop some skills, share some value with the people that are here listening to the show. We'd love to have you on. Stop by salesprocesspodcast.com. Fill out the form there, and I'll reach out. We'll get you scheduled for an episode. We'd love to have you as a guest. So thanks for being here for this one, guys. What does it mean to get permission to sell? I had someone ask me, like, what do you mean you want me to ask the prospect if I can sell them something? And in short, yes, I do. And this moment, there's this moment in the sales consultation, or the problem solving consultation, as I like to call it, because if you can fix good problems, you're going to have a good career. So but there's a moment in the process where you transition from rapport to inform and close, right? You transition into the sales process or into the actual consultation. And if you can take the time to slow down just a little bit right here and transition with a good transition statement or a good uh, transition question to get that prospect, that client into buying mode, man, this will change your life. What do I mean by that? So this moment, everything that's happened in from first impression to building trust and getting the consultation, it's about this moment right here, right? And I don't really even consider the sales consultation being started until I ask my transition question or make a transition statement. And so I've come into the home, I'm building rapport. You're still really building trust in that moment. And we didn't talk about that in the last episode, but your trust building campaign or trust building step in the process doesn't really stop until you feel like it's time to move into the consultation. You can walk into a home or walk into an office and sit down with a prospective buyer and just start closing and just miss it. You really people buy from people they like. And you need to build some type of connection with that person before you move into your consultation and get permission to buy or permission to sell, excuse me. And so when you're walking into a home, into an office, you should be trying to figure out what you can use to make some type of connection with that prospect. And you don't it's really important here to not be disgenuine or there's a lot of people in sales that will go out and they'll just make stuff up about themselves or about their they'll make up stories just to try to connect with prospects. I know one guy, he's a fan of every football team. He's got hats in his car that he swaps out if there's a license plate or a sticker or a flag in the driveway. He'll be whatever fan you need him to be because he knows that that's going to help him win that sale. And it does, but that's just not who I am. I've never been the guy to be disgenuine with people. And so what I do though is I do try to find something that I genuinely have in common so that I can make a real connection with a person on a human level so that I'm not just there to to try to sell something to somebody. I want to be somebody's friend whether they buy from me or they don't. I want to feel like I've made a connection with every interaction that I have with people. And so from the time you're making that first phone call and connecting with that person to the time you're sitting down at the dining room table with them, there is an information gathering session that occurs up into that point. Now, a couple of things that you need to understand. First of all, you need to make it easy to get here. What do I mean by that? There's a lot of people that make it like prospects have to turn over tablets and write stone calligraphy to get you to set an appointment with them. They should not have to call you 7 times and send you 6 text messages and email you in order to get an appointment with you. Make it easy for your prospects to do business with you. Whatever your service is, it should be easy to get to the question. Your prospect should be able to sit down with you, build rapport, and get to a consultation with very little effort on their part. And if they have to think about it, you're missing something. So make sure you make it easy for prospects to sit down with you. The the second thing is that you need to make sure that you're being honest with yourself. And we're going to talk about this in another step, but sell a product that you love and sell a product that you'll buy, and you'll never have a hard time being honest with people. So when you get to this point, right, and you've done all the things to get the prospect to set the appointment, and now you're sitting in the driveway, you're sitting in the front of the office building, getting ready to go in, and now you got the butterflies. I've been doing this for almost 25 years. I still get the butterflies before I go into a sales consultation. So you you've got to make sure that you've prepared and that you're ready to go into that consultation because life is going to be way easier if you prepare for it. And so you spend some time before you go into a consultation. I spend time doing whatever research I need to do on a prospect that's applicable. I'm typically looking at prospects' social media pages before I go in. I'm typically looking at if it's a business. Now I'm doing business to business, but my most of my life I've done business to consumer, and so now I'm looking at Facebook pages for the business and websites and social media avenues, their LinkedIn's. I'm trying to learn as much as I can about the company and the prospect before I sit down with them so I can understand their needs better. Because if you can really understand what somebody needs, you'll be able to solve their problem a little bit better, and they'll do business with you over the person that comes in and doesn't do any preparation. And so this one here will really like that little thing, just preparing for your consultations will go a long way. So all of that, those things aside, we get to the question. And so what the heck does this thing mean? And so when I'm in a consultation, I've done my rapport building, I feel like it's time to move on to the consultation. I'm typically going to ask some type of transitional question precluded by or followed by, depending on, by some type of statement. And so it might look a little bit like this. So, hey, Mr. Prospect, do you mind me asking what brings me out today? What caused you to call me today? And they're gonna say, well, if I was selling solar, for instance, they would say, well, I'm really tired of this super high power bill. It's getting out of control. And so, I'd say, yeah, that's why a lot of people have us out. It's really a problem right now. We're seeing astronomical prices, and so what I can do for you is I can show you a couple of ways that we can fix that for you. If I was able to do that for you, do you think that it would make sense to solve that problem? And the prospect was going to say, well, yeah, that's why you're here, right? Great. Well, my goal is to walk you through how we can probably solve that for you today. Maybe we'll show you a few options. And if I can show you an option that makes sense, we'll show you how to start that process. Okay. And the process is going to say, okay, and you've got permission to sell, and you can move on to your consultation. You can walk them through whatever process you use in your consultation to build more trust and share more value, share the information you need to share, and get to the close. What you're doing is you're doing two things. Is you're understanding why, right? Because if you can understand the why, you can solve the problem. But you're also telling them that, hey, at the end of this thing, I am going to ask you to buy a product. And they're agreeing that they understand that. And so now at the end of this, when they say, well, I don't want to do that today, I need to think about it, you can reference back and remind them gently and just say, hey, I totally understand that. At the beginning of our conversation, I had mentioned that we were going to walk you through a couple of things, and if everything made sense to you, that we were going to go ahead and show you how to make the next steps. And you said that was okay. And so I want to just make sure, is there something that I've not explained that you still don't understand so that I can help you get there and we can get to those next steps? you there's a lot of different ways that you can approach this, and it really depends on the niche or the avenue that you're in. But if you take the time at the front end to do that prep and get the permission to move into the sale, you'll be able to position that at the back end of the consultation to help you navigate objections a little bit better. And so make sure you're really pausing in the beginning to slow down a little bit and figure out a good transitional question for whatever industry you're in, so that the prospect understands, hey, listen, I'm an expert here. I'm the authority. I'm able to help you, and we're going to help you today. But if it makes sense, we're going to show you how to fix it, how to solve your problem. If you can do those things, you're going to win a lot more of those consultations. You're going to be able to help a lot more people, and you're going to get a lot more referrals because people are going to feel like you genuinely have their interest at heart. And so ask good questions, understand how to solve the problem, and do what you say you're going to do. So next week, we're talking about the actual problem solving consultation, the steps that we take in that consultation. A little bit of overlap in these couple of episodes, but it's going to be a good one. So make sure you stay tuned, come back for that. If you're listening, again, hit that share button for us, subscribe wherever you're at, and we'd love to see you on the next one. Thanks for being here, guys. This has been the Sales Process Podcast. My name is Shawn Derrick with Legacy Sales Engineering, and we'll see you next week.
This episode of the Sales Process Podcast has been sponsored by Legacy Sales Engineering, helping you sell great products with a great sales process. Visit www.legacysaleseg.com to discover your solution for every step of your business' sales process. Subscribe to the Sales Process Podcast wherever your favorite podcast is available, to check out fixyourprocess.com to reserve your seat at our next sales process workshop today.